श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। वागीशाद्यासु मनसः सर्वार्थानाम् उपक्रमे यन्नत्वा कृतकृत्या स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतोऽस्य दैहिकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण द्वैतवासना प्रमुच्यते बोधात्मकाय नमस्तस्मै भगवते श्रीरमणमहर्षि हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तम् आनन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं श्रीसत्यसायिनं ममन्तर्यामिनं। दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिस्फटिकमणिमयीमक्षमालां ददानास्ते नैकेन पद्मं सितमपि चुकुपुस्तकं चापरेण भासा गुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा समाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवते निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरमारुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलानन्दं काञ्चनाद्रिकमणीयविग्रहं पारिजातदुर्मूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमानन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र गतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। वेदवेद्ये परे वंशजाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले ऐमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितमग्रे वाचयति प्रपञ्चनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम्। वामे भूमिसुतापरश्च हनुमान् पश्चात् सुमित्रासुतः शत्रुघ्नो भरतश्च पार्श्वदलयोः वायुवादुकोनेषु च सुग्रीवश्च विभीषणश्च विराट् तारासुतो जाम्बवान् मध्ये नीलसरोजकोमलरुचिं रामं भजे श्यामलम्। जानकीकान्तस्मरणम् आञ्जनेय स्वामी की जय। परिवृत्य स धर्मज्ञो राघवः सह सीतया सुतीक्ष्णस्य आश्रमपदं पुनरेवाजगामः। After going around visiting all the ashramas of the various rishis, giving joy to all of them, delight to all of them. After all, they have all been doing tapasya in order to attain this very Lord. The Brahman has taken the form of Sri Rama and walked to each one of their ashramas in order to give them darshan, sparshan, sambhashan, spend time with them. Everybody got their turn, and true to the original promise that he had given to Sutikshna, Rama returned after the lapse of 10 years, came back to Sutikshna's ashrama, stayed there for a while. After some time, he said to Sutikshna, I have heard that from people, when I went around, I heard from several people, Asmin Naranye Bhagavan Agastyo Muni Sattamaha Vasatiti Maya Nityam Kataha Katayatam Shrutam. I have heard from various sages in the forest that Bhagavan Agastya Rishi, Bhagavan Agastya Anuchod, with a lot of respect, honor. He says, Agastya Bhagavan lives somewhere in this forest, and I have heard. However, न तु जानामि तं देशं वनस्यास्य महत्तया कुत्राश्रमपदं रम्यं महर्षेस्तस्य धीमतः. But we were not able to locate the sacred ashrama of that extraordinary sage. Where is it? Where is this? Because this Mahataya Vanaha. The forest is vast. It is not possible for us to comb through every aspect of this forest, so we were not able to locate the exact position of Agastya's ashrama. By your grace, prasadat tatra, bhavata prasadat tatra, sa anuja saha sitaya, along with Lakshmana and Sita, by your grace, I wish to go there. I want to go and have his darshan. It's a great desire in my heart. Manorato mahanesha hridi me parivartate yadyaham tam munivaram susrusheyamapi swayam. I want to go personally and serve that Maharishi. A desire arises in my heart to go and personally render service to Agastya Maharishi, Agastya Bhagavan. Adanala, you must please tell me how to go to Agastya Ashrama. Then Rama humbly submits to Sutikshana. Sutikshana, on listening to this, says, even I was thinking about it. I was also thinking of asking, have you been to Agastya's ashrama? You must definitely go there. Luckily, you have asked me on your own where to go, how to go. Now, children, I will tell you how to go. From in this direction, you walk for about 4 yojanas. The southerly direction, you walk for 4 yojanas, and you will come across the ashram of Agastya's brother. Agastya Brata andam pera work. His name is Agastya Brata. If you have a very renowned brother, everybody will know you only as the brother of so and so. But you will not have an unique identity of yourself. You will only be called so and so's brother. He is very famous. Famous man, brother. Who is he? Sachin Tendulkar's brother. What is his name? Sam Tendulkar, but he is Sachin Tendulkar's brother. Assuming Sachin has a brother, I do not know. Irkara? Somebody is nodding. Somebody knows the entire horoscope of Sachin Tendulkar looks like. They are so much fanatic in cricket that they have even gone and found out all his family details. What is the name of brother? Anybody knows? We do not know. Sachin's brother. Like that, Agastya Brata. We do not know what his name is. Some people say Sudarshana. Some people say Agni Jikhva. Different names are given to him. We do not know. Agastya Brata and Valmiki children. Agastya's brother lives there. Adanali, you go to Agastya's brother's ashrama. Angerundu, you can go to Agastya's ashrama. Angerundu, one yojana is Tallida. Then from there, 1 yojana. So, Angerundu, approximately 5 yojanas. You will find Agastya's ashrama. Anali, if you want to go there, definitely you should go. I will not stop you. Innike kalbidu. Adyaiva gamane buddhim rochayasva mahayashaha. Since you decided to go to Agastya's ashrama, go today itself. Appadi yara solluvaalo. Nanachi parungo, is quite inappropriate for Sutikshana to say that because they are actually guests of Sutikshana. Suppose you come to my house to stay with me. And you are generally thinking, I heard there is some place called Philippine. Yes, today itself you should go. What does it mean? What does it mean? You want to go? That's all right. I'll organize for it. We will go over the weekend. Perhaps we can go. There is enough time. What is the hurry? Ideally, I should say. On the other hand, if I should say, oh, you want to go? Today itself you go. Now itself you should leave. What kind of a host I am? Sutikshana is saying that because the place where they want to go is so important. The place where they want to go is so highly venerated. They want to go to Agastya. Where am I? Where is Agastya? If you want to go to Agastya, today itself you should leave. The longer you spend in my company, the more time you are wasting with Agastya. Instead of being with Agastya, you are spending time here. Another out of that boundless respect Sutikshana has for Agastya. Later on, in Puranantarathila, in another place, there is a story of Sutikshana who is introduced as the disciple of Agastya. I cannot remember where. Adhyatma Ramayana I cannot remember where, but I have heard of the story that Sutikshana was a disciple of Agastya, and unfortunately he was one of the most dull students of Agastya. Agastya was very super rishi avar. Ordinary rishi lover, super rishi, superhero madri or super rishi, maharishi avar, priya Bhagavan. Saptarishil orthar. And he had a lot of disciples, but disciples allow, depending upon the quality of the teacher, no, students also will be evaluated and have to be of high order. Several disciples were there and he used to teach everybody. Agastya, when Agastya teaches, Sutikshana alone will not understand anything. Our pair matram Sutikshana, Tikshana sharp. Sutikshana very sharp. Very sharp, he will say, I don't understand anything, I don't understand anything, I don't understand anything. Agastya said, you do one thing, I will teach you something. You go and simply chant that. You will take care of everything. What? Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. Very easy. This I understand. Ram, 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 அப்படின்னா அவர் ஜபம் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சுட்டார். Sutikshana started doing japa. அதனால தான் he became Sutikshana. And Rama himself came. அப்படின்னு கதை. And he is the one ultimately who leads Rama to his Guru Agastya's ashrama. ஒரு upakatha, an auxiliary story somewhere. Now he gives the directions to Agastya's ashrama in this manner. You must go to Agastya's ashrama. Leave today itself. Appearpata Mahan Alaya. Leave today itself. But then Rama sets out with his brother and Sita. Beautiful forest scenery, watching all of that, looking at all of that, they go. Pata or distance la. Pipali trees are there. Pipali அப்படினா அந்த லாங் பேப்பர்னு சொல்லுவோம். திப்பிலின்னு தமிழில் சொல்லுவான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அதுல இந்த லாங் பேப்பர் இருக்குமே, பிப்பலி. நார்மல் பேப்பர் will be round, லாங் பேப்பர் will be similar black in color, லாங்காக இருக்கும். திப்பிலின்னு பேர் தமிழில், பிப்பலின்னு சம்ஸ்கிருதத்தில் பேர். Very very useful in Ayurveda. It is used for cold and indigestion, for all phlegm, kapha related disorders. Kellam pipali da. Pipali is very very important. So those pipali trees are all there. The smell of the pipali comes there. Rama smells there and says, according to Sutikshana's directions, this is where Agastya's brother's ashrama should be. The pipali smell with Patya, we can smell that pipali. Ingeda somewhere here, Agastya Brata's ashrama should be there. And again, when they come there, they see the ashrama there. Oh yes, here it is. Rama tells Lakshmana, Nigrihya tapasa mrityum lokanam hitakamyaya yasya bratra kriteyam dik charanya punyakarmana. This must be the ashrama of that sage whose brother, this must be the ashrama of that sage whose brother performed such extraordinary deeds in order to bring welfare to the entire world by the efficacy of his tapasya, by the shakti of accumulated power of his penance. He made this entire southern region inhabitable, livable. That sage's brother's ashrama is this. And the region A, Agastya made the region inhabitable and livable, it seems. Agastya pathina kadayalla Rama tells Lakshmana all the stories about Agastya. Tales of Agastya. Apni namar chitra katha kami konundu. Extraordinary prowess Agastya. The story goes that right in the beginning, in the kadha cholale, Rama doesn't tell the story, but doesn't matter. We will share the story anyway because it is about Agastya Bhagavan. When the Kalyanam, the marriage of Shiva and Parvati was happening, everybody went to Himalaya. The Himalaya da Kalyanam nadandadha avalukku. Himavan was the father of Parvati. Now the Kalyanam, the marriage of Shiva and Parvati happened in the north. And because it was happening in the north, all the great heavyweights in spirituality, spiritual heavyweights, all of them went to have darshan of Shiva and Parvati on the occasion of their wedding. Ellarum kalambi poita. So what happened as a result, the spiritual balance of the earth got tilted towards the north. It became imbalanced. The earth itself became imbalanced. Not physically, spiritually. Upon looking at the spiritual imbalance that came, Shiva thought we should balance this out அப்படிங்கிறதுனால he called Agastya. Agastya was a Kumbha Muni, very short man he was. He was very short statured rishi he was. Could tire per. Again the Shiva called him and said, Maharshi, you must go to the southern direction. You cannot stay here for our wedding, you should go south. Agastya said, what have I done? Why are you sending me south? I also came here to have darshan and take part in your wedding celebration, wedding festivities. Why are you sending me south? But Shiva said, you alone are enough to counterbalance the weight of all the other rishis here. In spirituality, you are such a spiritual heavyweight. Nobody can equal you. You alone are enough to take care of all these people here. Therefore, Agastya set out to the south. And as he was coming to the south, there is another story that happens in between Rama and Harish. This story to Lakshmana. Vindhyachala. India, there are two main mountains. Several mountains are there. Two main mountains. The mountains are sort of dividing. To the north is the Himalaya. Right in the center is Vindhya mountains, Vindhyachala. And the Himalaya mountain, and the Vindhyachala mountain. South Ellam is the other side of India. It so happened, it seems that Vindhya mountain became jealous of Himavan. And Himavan was so tall, and even taller now because he became the father-in-law of Shiva himself. Everybody was praising Himavan. Vindhyachala became a bit annoyed about it. He said, everybody is praising him. Is he the only tall mountain? I shall grow taller than him. He started growing taller and taller and taller. He wanted to stop the sun in his tracks. He became taller. And as he was growing so tall, naturally, that was another imbalance that was getting created. So all the gods said, since Agastya Bhagavane, you are going south, you please take care of this issue also. Then again Agastya came there. When Agastya came there, he saw Vindhya going tall. He looked at Vindhyachala and said, hey Vindhyachala, what are you doing? If you grow so tall, how am I going to cross you? I have been commanded by Shiva to go south. Therefore, I have to cross you and go. You are growing taller and taller, how will I go? You have to come down so that I can cross. I am already so short, how will I grow? But Vindhya said, that's all right, for your sake I will bend down until you finish your journey in the south and return, then I will grow tall. That's all right. He went south, he never returned from south, he settled down in south. Therefore, in accordance with the command of Agastya, Vindhya remains shorter than Himalaya, even though he is capable of becoming tall. And because he has submitted himself to Agastya Bhagavan, Vindhyachala also becomes a very holy, sacred mountain. A range of mountains, it is also worshipped. It is given its own place. Ambal becomes Vindhyachala Nivasini. Ambal comes and stays in Vindhya mountain. Vindhyachalathila several places, Saptashringi and Mari Arthalala. Ambal has taken place. Ambal has decided to live there. Vindhyavasini, Vindhyachala Nivasini in Ambalukku perundu. Even though she was born in Himalaya, and she's not a Himachala Vasini, she's a Vindhyachala Vasini in the pair of Balk. Agastya came south. When he came to the south, he found that there was two Rakshasas living in the south. Two Rakshasas were living in the south. They were brothers, they were called Vatapi and Ilvala. Vatapi and Ilvala, there were two, Ilvalaha and Vatapi. Two Rakshasa brothers. Ilvala wished the ill of everybody. And then Ilvala bolrakam peru. Ill well. He wished the ill of everybody, not well. Ilvala. What these two used to do, they had a very unique power they had. Ilvala would invite Brahmanas to come to his house, saying today is a Shraddha, anniversary celebration, anniversary for father or yarko. Adanala I need Brahmanas to come to my house. He used to invite them. Brahmanathkara vandu saapradradhungiradhu vazhakam undu illaya. On the day of a Shraddha or the death anniversary of the ancestors, Brahmanas are invited and they are fed. The ideology being that when they are fed, that food goes to the and sisters, we've already seen Jabali, the Rishi, finding fault with this. Appo Vatapi, the other fellow, what he would do is he had the power of converting himself into a goat. He'll become a goat. Ilvala will kill him. Ilvala will kill him and cook him. Mutton பண்ணிடுவான் அவனை வச்சுண்டு மேஷரூபினம் மேஷரூபமாயிடுவான். He'll become a Mesharupa and he will be served to these rishi, to these brahmanas as food for Davasam. நம்ம தவசத்துக்கு பூண்டு வெங்காயமே சேர்க்க மாட்டோம், அவன் என்னன்னா மட்டனே சேர்க்குறான். என்ன பண்ணுறது சொல்லு, இந்த காலத்தில் அப்படி பண்ணுவா போல் இருக்கு இல்லையா. Brahmanas also would eat nicely, நன்னா இருக்கே சாப்பிட்டு வாழலாம். After they all eat him, then இவன் என்ன சொல்லுவானா, வாதாபே நிஷ்கிரமன்வேதி ஸ்வரேண மகதாவதன் வாதாபே நிஷ்கிரமஸ்வ, ஹே வாதாபி கம் அவுட் அப்படின்னு he called out. This Vatapi had this unique power. What he would do அப்படின்னா, listening to the brother's voice, he will bleat like a goat and tearing the stomachs of all the rishis who have eaten them, the brahmanas who have eaten him. He will come out in several pieces from all of them and join together and become his original form. This was the power that he had. In this manner, thousands of brahmanas would be killed by them. Then they were rakshasas, they would eat the அப்புறம் brahmana தின்னுடுங்கள். They will eat the brahmanas in this manner. In this manner, brahmanas were being killed. அப்போ naturally everybody went and prayed to Agastya. Agastya said, all right, I will come. அப்படின்னா Agastya came. On seeing Agastya Brahmana coming there, immediately Ilvala went and said, oh, you must please come today in my house. அப்படின்னா all right, no problem, I'll come. But there, the same trick was played upon him, the usual routine trick was played. அவரும் he ate nicely. ஒத்தரே தான் அன்னைக்கு. No, many brahmanas were not there. He alone was enough. He sat there, ate everything. எல்லாத்தையும் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு, as usual, when the entire ceremony was over, வாதாபி come out அப்படின்னா, வாதாபி வா அப்படின்னா. Ilvala, who wished ill of everybody, said to Vatapi, Vatapiye va அப்படின்னா. And when Vatapi was called out that day, Vatapi did not come out. No matter how much he was called, Vatapi did not come out at all. என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா, வாதாபி ஜீர்ணஸ்ய மயா அப்படின்னா, சக்திர்மயா ஜீர்ணஸ்ய ரக்ஷசா. Instead of Vatapi coming out, only a burp came out of Agastya Bhagavan. Agastya burped and said, I have digested your brother Vatapi. Vatapi ஜீர்ணதானம், அவன் சாப்பிட்டுட்டேன் அவனை. Where does he have the power to come out? He has already gone. There is only one way in which he will come out now. He cannot come out in the usual way. He will have to come out in a different way. There is no other way by which he can come out now. When Agastya told Ilvala became very angry. He started to attack Agastya. அவர் என்ன பண்ணார்னா, he simply looked at him with his eyes and Ilvala was burnt to ashes. In this manner, out of compassion for all the worlds, Agastya solved the problem of Vatapi and Ilvala and made the entire southern region hospitable, inhabitable for all the people of the south. Not only that, more stories are there of Agastya's glory. Agastya is the one that is credited with bringing the river Kaveri to the south. Just as Ganga flows and Yamuna and Ganga, Saraswati etc. flow in the north, there was no equivalent river in the south. Agastya, by his tapasya, was able to make Kaveri, the river Kaveri, flow in the south. அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஸ்டோரி இருக்கு. He drank the entire ocean up as though it was sipped by him as a palm full of water. He sucked the ocean up and drank it. There was a time when there were some asuras who were hiding in the ocean. They would come out of the ocean, trouble all the devas, trouble all the worlds, and then escape back into the ocean. The devas were not able to attack them in the depths of the ocean. So they did not know what to do. They all called, requested Agastya to help. Agastya went there and took the entire ocean in the palm of his hand and drank it all up. And the entire ocean floor was laid bare for the devas to go and kill off all these evil asuras. Thereafter, the ocean was refilled once again, and now we know why it is salty. இப்படியா Agastya is extremely famous. Not only that, the language of Tamil, the southern language Tamil, owes its growth to Agastya. The story goes that Tamil was created by Shiva. Both Sanskrit and Tamil, both of these languages were created by Sakshat Shiva himself. Shiva's Damarunadam gave rise to the sounds that are used, the aksharas that are used in Sanskrit. Maheshwara Sutrani அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாத. Maheshwara Sutrani சொல்லுவா, the Shiva's Damarunadam produce the Maheshwara Sutra, the sounds that are used. எப்படி ஆரம்பிக்கும்? ஐ நம்ம வரும், ரிக், அப்புறம் ஏயோங், ஐயௌச், ஹயவரட் அப்படின்னு ஒரு அக்ஷரங்கள்லாம் அந்த சவுண்டெல்லாம் வரும். இத்தி மாஹேஸ்வர சூத்ராணின்னு முடியும் இந்த மாஹேஸ்வர சூத்ராஸ். Similarly, Tamil also came out of Shiva's ஒரு நாதம் தான். The Tamil language also came out of Shiva, and two people were instrumental in protecting and propagating Tamil language. One was Agastya Rishi, the other was Muruga, Kartikeya, Subramanya. Another Tamil வளர்த்த கடவுள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். முருகனுக்கு ஒரு பேர் என்ன அப்படின்னா, the name that Muruga has is, he is the one who allowed Tamil to grow. That is why in the south you find the worship of Muruga so much. Worship of Subramanya is very important in the south because he is the one that allowed Tamil to flourish and propagate. அதனால Agastya and Muruga are credited with the growth of Tamil. இந்த மாதிரி Agastya was very instrumental in making the southern part of India so important. That Agastya is living in Dandakaranya forest in the south. இந்த கதையெல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டு Rama tells all these stories to Lakshmana, and they come to Agastya Brata's ashrama. Around evening time they come. That night they spend the time there. The sage welcomes them warmly, gives them fruits and roots, etc. They stay that night there. The next morning they take leave of Agastya's brother and they walk towards Agastya ashrama. Ingerundu pora. Again the path was indicated by Agastya's brother. Following that they go through wild uncultivated fields. Panasana, Talana, Timishana, Vanjulana, Dhavana, Chirabilvana, Madhukanscha, Bilvanapi, Tindukana, several trees, jackfruit trees, palm trees, Ashoka trees. Adallam thandinde pora. Elephants and monkeys are roaming around. All of that they are seeing. Looking at all of that, they say, look how peaceful this region is, Lakshmana. This must be the place where Agastya's ashrama must be. அப்படின்னு சொல்றார். Rama says, Snigdapatra yata vriksha yata kshanta mrigadvijaha ashramo nati durasto maharsher bhavitatmanaha. Even the plant life here is so flourishing. The leaves are all shining and glossy. Animals are also peaceful. Animals and birds are also peaceful. All these indicates that Agastya's ashrama is not far from here. What kind of a place this is அப்படின்னா, Agastya iti vikyato loke svenaiva karmana. He is famous in all the worlds by his own deeds. Agastya is known because of his own deeds in all the worlds. Agastya iti vikyato loke svenaiva karmana. Ashramo drishyate tasya parishranta shramapaha. Parishranta shramapaha. Parishranta அப்படின்னா tired. People who are tired. அவளுக்கு shramapaha அப்படின்னா destroying their shramam, destroying their tiredness, the fatigue. Agastya's ashramaha, that place where all the tiredness and the fatigue of those who are exhausted can go away, is Agastya's ashrama that we see there. Ashramam nale adane artham. The real meaning, ashrama abdinale, where shrama is destroyed. Shrama na exertion, the tiredness. We are tired of the world. ஜன விஸ்ராந்தி தாயினி அப்படின்னு வரும் இல்லையா லலிதா சஹஸ்ரநாமத்தில் ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்துல. சமுத்தரண பண்டிதான்னு ஒரு இடத்துல வரும், ஜன விஸ்ராந்தி தாயினின்னு அப்படின்னு வரும். ரெஸ்ட், பீஸ், சாந்தி. விஸ்ராந்தி அப்படின்னா ரெஸ்ட்னு அர்த்தம். லிட்டரல் மீனிங் இஸ் ரெஸ்ட், பட் வாட் இட் மீன்ஸ் இஸ் பீஸ் தான். So what is Agastya's ashrama? He says even the animals around here are peaceful. This is the place where everybody can go and find peace. By the power of Agastya, even the Rakshasas cannot wag their tails in this vicinity. Since Agastya lives here, all the Rakshasas have left this place. They don't stay here. This is the Agastya's ashrama. We are going to go and going to have his darshan soon. Yesha lokarchita sadhuhu. Yesha lokarchita sadurhite nityaratas sata. Asman abhigatanesha shreyasa yojayishyati. Lakshmana, we are soon going to go and have darshan of this extraordinarily great sage who brings welfare to everybody, and as a result we are also going to be benefited. I think, Lakshmana, for the rest of our exile time we should spend the time here itself. Sesham cha vanavasasya saumya vatsyamyaham prabho. Ingeye irundudalamnu thonradhu. I feel we should live here itself, near in this place itself. Even the gods, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, the Devas, Yakshas, etc., everybody comes and serves Agastya. All of them stay here in order to serve him. Niyataharam, they control their diet and their habits and stay here to serve him. Such an extraordinary rishi in his presence, liars cannot abide. Deceitful people, kamavruttova, nrishamsaha, wicked people, cruel ones, deceitful ones, lustful ones, none of them can stay in the presence of this Maharshi. They will run away from this place. Here, Devas, Yakshas, Nagas, the birds, animals, etc., all of them also follow the righteous path. They also observe discipline. Such is the extraordinary power that he has got. The sages, the rishis and the siddhas who have lived here and given up their bodies have all been welcomed by the devas. Such an extraordinary rishi, come, let us go and meet him. Abdina Rama goes to the entrance of Agastya ashrama and sends Lakshmana inside to seek permission to enter it. All the other ashramas also they have gone in, and Agastya's ashrama they do not barge in, they wait outside, and Rama sends Lakshmana inside to seek permission to enter. But when Lakshmana goes there, Pata, there is a disciple, or burning some disciple is running around here and there. And Pata Cholra, he goes there and says, Raja Dasharato nama jeshtastasya suto bali Ramah prapto munim drashtum bharyaya sakasitaya. There is a great king called Dasharatha, and his eldest son, Rama, valiant Rama, has come. Along with his wife, he wants to have darshan of the rishi. Lakshmano nama tasyaham bhrata tva avarajo hitaha anukulascha bhaktascha yadite shrotramagataha. My name is Lakshmana. I am his younger brother, devoted to him. Perhaps you have heard of us, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita. By the command of our father, we have entered into this forest. Now we desire to have darshan of this great sage. Drashtumichamahe sarve bhagavantam nivedyatam. We have come here to have darshan of Bhagavan Agastya. Please inform this to him. That disciple said, all right, no problem. I will tateti. I will go and tell him. He went inside, thinking, and everybody comes to see Agastya. What is the big deal? Everybody who comes here always wants to see Agastya. They all come and say, oh, I am so and so, I am such and such, I would like to see Agastya. Somebody like that has come. Rama, very casually, he went there. Went to the Agnishala, in front of the fire, Agastya was sitting. He went there and saluted Agastya Bhagavan and said, some two people have come. putrau Dasharathasya Ramo Lakshmana evacha. Aro Rama and Lakshmana, it seems, sons of Dasharatha, it seems. They have come. Pravishta Vashrama Padam Sitaya Sakabaryaya. They have entered into our ashrama, they have near our ashrama. Along with his wife Sita, Rama has come. They have come here to obviously serve you, have your darshan and to serve you. Drashtu Bhagavantamayatau Susrushartamarindamau Yadatra Antaram Tattva Majnapaitumargasi. These two have come in order to have darshan and to serve you. You please tell me what to do about them. What shall we do? What are your views about it? The disciple submits to Agastya. Many people have come like this. When they would come, Agastya would say, all right, let them wait. I will come after finishing all of these. I am currently busy. They will wait until Agastya has finished all his dhyanam, puja, etc., his discourses, teaching, whatever it is that he would do. After that, he will come and meet with them. And the Madri, he said, but he has to ask the permission. He came and said, these people have come, you please tell me what should be done. And as soon as Agastya heard that, those words from the Sishya, immediately he said, it seems, Dishtya Ramaschirasyadya Drashtum Mam Samupagataha Manasa Kankhitam Hyasya Maya Pyagamanam Prati Gamyatam Satkrito Ramasabharya Sahalakshmanaha Praveshatam Samipam Me Kim Chasau Na Praveshitaha. Immediately he said, aha, has Rama come? It is indeed our great good fortune, Dishtya. It is our great good fortune that Rama has come. After a long time he has come to see me. Manasa Kankhitam Hyasya Maya Pyagamanam Prati. I have been waiting for him anxiously for such a long time. I was longing for his arrival. I have been waiting to see Rama. Has he finally come? I have longed in my mind for a long time for his arrival. Go quickly and send Rama, Lakshmana and Sita here. Why have they not yet come? Why have they not been allowed to enter in? Kim chasau na praveshitaha. Why has he not been allowed to enter? Why was he not ushered into my presence? Why was he made to wait outside? Even this poor disciple. I am going right now itself. Again with the great stage of excitement. Tato nishkramya sambranta sishyo Lakshmana abravit. He came running in excitement to Lakshmana. Kwasau Ramo munim drashtumetu pravishitu svayam. Where is Rama? Who is Rama? Where is Rama? Rama renge. Where is Rama? Where is Rama? He is coming. Who is this Rama? Where is he? Kwaha, where is he? Where is Rama? Where is Rama? Several people have come and gone. What is the big deal? The disciple went in. He never expected his usually placid Rishi, his usually placid master. So, Shanta Swarupama, master will be sitting there. Master got excited. Why has he not been brought in? As though it was the disciple's fault, he looks at the disciple and says, why is Rama not here yet? Why? Who stopped him outside? Nobody stopped. He only stopped. What do I do? How can I tell that to the master? He stopped there and said, can we come in? I have just come to tell you the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. He comes running there. Where is Rama? Where is Rama? Ask him to come in immediately. But Lakshmana said, he is waiting outside. The disciple goes there, please, you must come in. Why should you wait outside? This is your ashrama, please come in. We do not know. He cannot let everybody come in also. At the same time, who knows suddenly who has come? Adanal, he comes running there. We received a very nice thought. Somebody has shared this. Krishna Premyanna would say, it seems, if Agastya wanted to see Rama that ardently, Agastya should have come out. Instead of Agastya coming out, Agastya is saying, who stopped Rama? Let Rama come in. The reason for that is Agastya was very short, he had short legs. By the time he comes running, it will take a long time. He could not bear to wait to see Rama. Adanala, unmindful of the protocol, he said, let Rama come in so that I will see him quicker. Adanala, bring Rama here. Agastya said. Rama was outside waiting, looking at the herds of deer going by. The disciple comes running there and says, Vango, please come in, please come in, please come in. Rama walks in. Pata, beautiful ashrama. Here everywhere there are altars created for the various Vedic gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Agni, Indra, Surya, Soma, Bhaga, Kubera, Dhata, Vidhata, Vayu, Ananta, Gayatri, Vasu, Pashahasta, Varuna, Kartikeya, adella athana verukum edam. Pashahastasya Varunasya Sthanam cha Kartikeyasya Dharmasthanam cha Pashyati. For all of them places have been given. Ella worship and ellarum varuva. Those gods themselves will come. Kartikeya ella vandu ukkandu pesittu povan. Murugan ella vandu they will come and talk to Agastya and go. Adanale separate seats for each person has been established there. Adoda Rama is entering. Adinal Agastya was not that Agastya was sitting there only and not coming out. Agastya immediately got up and he was coming out. But like we said, short legs and all, he's coming a bit slowly. Adukulla Rama, he wants to see Rama and Rama is coming in between, they meet. Tatasishyai parivruto munirapya vinishpatam tam dadarshagrato ramo muninam deepta tejasam. Surrounded by all the other rishis, effulgent rishis. Agastya comes out to meet Rama. Rama comes in, Agastya comes out. Rama tells Lakshmana, Agastya himself is coming out. Where but a rishi? He himself is coming out. Yesha Lakshmana nishkramatyagastyo bhagavan rishi audaryena vagacchami nidhanam tapasami. Though Varar Parpa, Lakshmana, look, by simply looking at his appearance, you can understand such a noble appearance he has got. With that appearance of such effulgence, we can understand that is Agastya. Agastya is coming. When Agastya came there, Rama fell at his feet and clasped Agastya's feet. Sita and Lakshmana also fell at Agastya's feet. Come, sit down, Asyatam. Please sit down. Agastya welcomes Rama. They make oblations to the fire, and the sage then extended his hospitality, Atityam, to the guests according to their tradition, gave them food. Then they sat down facing each other. Appo he explains what they have done. Agastya says, first the oblations have to be offered to Agni, and then the guest should be worshipped with water, food, etc. If this is not done, guests should be worshipped in this manner. If it is not done, then the sin of this will cause the guest to go and the host, whoever is the host, if he doesn't extend this kind of hospitality to the guest, then he will have to go and end up eating his own flesh in the pare loke, in hell. Swani mamsani bakshayet. Abdi papama. If we do not extend hospitality to the guest who has come to our house, then we will have to end up eating our own flesh. You are such an extraordinary guest. Raja sarvasya lokasya dharmachari maharataha pujaniyascha manyascha bhavan prapta priyatitihi. Raja sarvasya lokasya. Hey Rama, you are the king of the entire world. Dharmachari maharataha, you are the very embodiment of righteousness. Pujaniyascha manyascha, you are worthy of worship, you are worthy of respect. Apayarbhatta, you have come to me as my dear guest. Priya Atiti, you have come to me as my beloved guest. Adanala, you must accept all of these offerings that we are humbly making to you. Fruits and roots and flowers and all kinds of things were offered to Rama. Not only that, idam divyam mahachapam hemaratna vibhushitam Vaishnavam Purushavyagra Nirmitam Vishwakarmana Amoga Surya Sankasho Brahmadatta Sharottamaha Dattau Mama Mahendrena Tuni Chakshaya Akshaya Saya cha akshaya sayakau sampurno nishitairbaanair ज्वलद्भिरिव पावकैः महारजतकोशोऽयम् asihem vibhushitah. Rama, this is a divine bow which belongs to Vishnu. It was created by Vishwakarma. This bow is with me. I should give this to you. This originally belongs to you. Adanal, I should give this to you along with these 2 quivers of inexhaustible arrows. They are shining like the flames of fire. This sword was given to me by Indra. This sword also I am entrusting to you, I am giving to you. In the ancient times, Vishnu killed several Rakshasas, Asuras with the help of this bow and arrow. Bow and these arrows. You have got to receive all of these. Receive this bow, these 2 quivers, the sword and these arrows for your victory. Just as Indra was given the Vajrayudha, like that I am giving all of these things to you. Please accept all of these things. It is said that at Sita's Swayamvaram, after Sita Kalyanam happened, after Rama wed Sita and they were returning to Ayodhya, at that time Parashurama came. And Parashurama brought the Vishnu Dhanus. Parashurama brought the bow that belongs to Vishnu and said, if you can string this, then I shall accept defeat by your hands. Immediately Rama strings that. Parashurama returns, but that bow is given to Rama Alya. And at that point, at that juncture, we hear that Rama gave that bow to Varuna. Vishnu's bow was given to Varuna. What did Varuna do? Varuna gave that bow here to Agastya. And the Agastya is giving that bow here to Rama. It is Vishnu's bow. Vishnu's bow. The bow. Originally it belongs to Rama in the form of Vishnu. But even otherwise it belongs to Rama when Parashurama gave it. And now, because instead of carrying it all the way, finally it is going to be used only now because all the Kara, Dushana, Trishiras, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, everybody is going to come now only. All this time it was not of any use. And now it was kept safe. It was wire transfer Madri. It was sent from Mithila all the way to Dandakaranya so that Rama can pick it up here, collect panikala. Courier charges la vandan chava kurtava amshtangir. It was couriered all the way from Nepal. Mithila is near Nepal. From Nepal it was couriered to South India. Inge Rama picks it up, collects it. After Rama receives those weapons from Agastya, Agastya says, Rama Pritos mi Badrante, Paritushtos mi Lakshmana, Abhivadayitum Yanmam Praptaustas Sagasitaya. Rama, I am very pleased, I am very happy. Lakshmana, I am very happy with you also. I am so glad that you all came here along with Sita to see me and pay respects to me. You must all be tired because of the long journey. You must all be tired. Sita especially Pavo. Janakatmaja Maithili Chapi Vyaktam. Definitely she must be tired. It is obvious to me. She is very delicate. Sita praise Pandra. He doesn't say too many words about Rama Lakshmana, but he praises Sita here. Agastya Bhagavan praises Sita here. Yesha hi sukumari cha dukkaischa na vimanita prajyadosham vanam prapta bhartu sneha prachodita. Because of the extraordinary love that she bears for you, her husband, this delicate Sita, even though she is very fragile, even though she is only used to comfort and not used to discomfort, she never feels discouraged or depressed by all these difficulties. The love she bears for her husband becomes her motivation and strength. Adanala, Yateisha ramate rama, iha sita tata kuru, dushkaram kritavan yesha vane tvam anugacchati. Rama, act in such a way that brings joy to the Sita. Yateisha ramate. In whatsoever way she will enjoy herself, do all that is required to make her happy so that she can enjoy. She has done a difficult task for your sake. She has followed you into this forest, and by doing that she has done a difficult thing. She has accomplished a difficult thing. Agastya Cholrar, Esha hi prakriti strinam. This is the nature of women. Srashte Raghunandana, since the beginning of creation, this has been the nature of women. Agastya is revealing something. Ennadu appadina? Samastam anurajyanti vishamastam tyajanti cha What is the nature of women? As long as everything is good, when everything is normal, anurajyanti, they will stay with the husband. But vishamastam tyajanti cha. But when difficult times come, they will turn against them, scold them, or leave them. Shatakhradaanam lolatvam shastranam tikshnatam tata garuda nilayo shaugrya anugachanti yoshitaha. Agastya says, Agastya says, disclaimer, Agastya says women are fickle like lightning, sharp like weapons, and quick, fast like Garuda or Vayu. அப்படி இருப்பானா ஜென்ரலாக, யார் இப்படி இருப்பான்னு நமக்கு தெரியாது. We do not know which woman is like that, but it seems since the beginning of creation, since the beginning of creation, women have always been of such a nature. எப்படின்னா they are like lightning, and it suddenly comes and then goes, or inconstancy is there. Since the dawn of creation, it has been the nature of women only to love a man as long as he is in prosperity and give him up as soon as adversity comes. In some ways it is true. If you look at the in world affairs, if you look at world, you look at some people who have had a lot of fame and then they have lost their fame. Some scandal comes, some financial reversals come, the news will also come, and added to that their wives also divorce them. Many times I have seen that news actually. Very, very few women stick through thick and thin. No matter what happens, I will abide by you, I will stay by your side and support you. There are very few women only. Agastya says. Most of them will be happy when prosperity is there, but as soon as adversity comes, they will turn against this person. They may even leave them and go away. Or even if they are staying there, they will not give them a moment's peace. They will keep on saying all kinds of things to bring them down. Sita doesn't do that at all. Mahabharata Draupadi also is guilty of that. When they all go to the forest, she keeps on taunting Dharmaputra. Look what you have done, look what you have done. What joy have I found after getting married to you? You have not given any joy to me. She will keep on taunting Dharmaputra. Dharmaputra keeps quiet. He bears everything. Wow. Yesha hi prakriti strinam. Adanal inge solrar, this is the nature of women. They are inconstant, they are very sharp with their tongue, they are sharp with their temper. But irundalum iyam tu bhavato bharya doshaireteir vivarjita. However, your wife is free from all those difficulties. All those blemishes are not there. Shlagya cha vyapadeshya cha yata devi Arundhati. Like Arundhati, Vashishta's wife, like that, your wife, your Devi, your Sita is blemishless. She is praiseworthy. She is exemplary. She should be honored in every way. She should be made happy in every way. Adanala, the place where you live along with her will certainly be adorned, will be a place of great joy. He praises Sita, gives a hint to Rama that whatever she asks, you have got to give her. If she is going to ask for a deer, even if it is Maricha and you know it is Maricha, do not say no. Go get the deer. The reason for that is, otherwise story will not progress. Adanala, whether it is to make Sita happy or not, story has to progress. Ravana has to be killed. Adanala, as though as a hint he is giving here, he says, you better do this. Agastya gives a hint, Sukshmamana, or a subtle hint to Rama. We will stop here for today. Janaki Kanta Smaranam, Jai Jai Rama Rama Anjaneya Swami Ki Jai. Sarve Bhantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kachit Dukha Bhag Bhavet, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Sai Ishvara Arpanamastu.